We're going to hell.
Welcome to Shadow's Edge, horseman. Now, go as the crow flies, or your brother is lost.
This place looks familiar.
As well it should. This is the dark reflection of the Crystal Spire, a realm where demons, rather than angels, keep watch. But corruption turned their gaze inward, and what they saw there destroyed them.
What of the key?
It remains within, bound by a powerful master.
Free skill point. Fire and brimstone and all that. Quick little catch up though. I've been doing some things. I have been wrecking my brain trying to find the 2 missing pages of the dead that I needed, because the rest of them are all in this area, and the last few relics that I needed. It was definitely something that took a lot more out of my sanity than I wished, but we got it done, and all we need now is just to collect the last few pages and relics that are in this area, and we can finally turn those 2 quests in. Those collectibles are finished, and we can get our abyssal armor, because I did pick something else up. So I grabbed these little things, these little booties. So I got the abyssal boots by running the crucible. It was a lot of fighting, a lot of just spamming out crows, ghouls and frenzy. But my god, it was a pain. It just took years off of my life because the game crashed so many times, and then I ended up dying to some nonsense. And actually, it's better if I just show you a little snippet of how it all went down. Finally! So yeah, finally got the boots. Happy about that. And now we'll get the last 2 pieces and we should be good. Now, the shoulders, if I remember right, you actually can't get those until New Game Plus, because you can't get any further in the Crucible until you've done that. You don't unlock waves 75 to 100, I think, unless you're in New Game Plus. Now we only need 1 more relic, and then we're completely done with Ostagoth. Ooh, crow scythes. Shrouded in mystery, much like the Dark Fortress itself. Drains energy out of those it strikes. Well, to be fair, I'm pretty stacked on my weaponry. The only thing that probably needs to be adjusted is my scythes, but that's just because I haven't got another pair of possessed scythes. Ooh, it's Ostagoth. Hello, Ostagoth.
Welcome to the Dark Kingdom, horseman.
If you're following me.
Nothing of the sort. I've come to part demons from their coins, and you from their souls. Are we so different?
I'm looking for a key.
But of course, Samael keeps many wonders in the vaults beneath the black stone. I have come to trade for what few he would part with. fear not all is well in the Red Court. Samael would never let his realm slide so far into nothingness. Beware of what you find on Samael's throne, and whom. Rumors are all that escape the vortex of a mad Queen Lilith who still clings to rule.
Lilith, why am I not surprised?
I would have thought, considering Samael's station, he would have had a much bigger castle, or a much... Ooh, it's a death tongue. A much bigger... I'm so easily distracted. But I would have assumed he had a much bigger landscape than just this. Like this, Samael is a creature that is second to Lucifer himself. And yet, even if you imagine this entire place restored, how big would you imagine it to be? But it is pretty cool to see how corruption has had a much larger effect here. That it's actively tearing apart the entire landscape. Alright, we can't do anything yet. Oh, is that Lilith? Does she have like 4 arms? 6 arms? What do you need all those arms for? Let's go ask her. Mother, your son has returned. I bring with you the death of... I bring you death.
Thanks for the warning. You can come out now, Lilith.
Do you blame me for hiding? You are death. Where you ride, no one is safe. Not even your mother.
You are not my mother.
Did I not create Absalom from the mingled dust of angel and demon? And from that first Nephilim, were not the rest formed? They were brothers to the horsemen. Yet when the riders slaughtered the Nephilim, only you showed remorse. Why did you not cast the amulet into the abyss, as the council ordered? Why spare their souls, if not to one day undo your sin?
My sin? This corruption was born in Absalom. It rises from him like a black tide, and you, Mother, must help me stop it. Where is the demon key?
In Samael's keeping. But he is gone now, and the key has vanished. Oh, don't worry, my child. Time, like sin, may be undone. With this, you can return to the past, to Samael's stronghold before his fall, and find the demon key. I only ask that when you reach the Well of Souls, you will answer your heart and resurrect the Nephilim.
Lilith's existence is something that is very conflicting. Because given all that she's done, why is she still allowed to just walk freely? This is a demoness who is seduced to Lucifer, Samael, but yeah, she created the Nephilim. So I understand that the knowledge was taken from her by the council. But the thing is, she's still massively devious enough to cause some kind of problem later on. Why would you just let someone like that run around freely? She's literally created a whole race that threw the balance completely out of left field. And she did that all by herself. Shadow's Edge and Lost Light have some of the most interesting mechanics I've seen in actually a couple of games. The idea of time travel isn't something most games explore. I think the only other game I've seen actively use time travel as a gameplay mechanic is... Okay. Didn't realize I could do that. It's Titanfall. Titanfall 2. That game actively used... that game actively used time travel as a mechanic in the mission cause and effect. And it was brilliant. And I think this is the only other game that comes to mind when you think of time travel. Even for a very small section such as this, because Shadow's Edge isn't very large. It's quite tiny. It's quite a small, short little adventure. But then I think that's just down to Lost Light being so big. Oh man. I need to focus. I really do need to focus. The demons are no joke. I'm a bit annoyed because if I didn't die beforehand, I would have got myself a pair of possessed sights. I did see them drop, and that could have been a game changer, but it is what it is, and we just have to make the best of the situations presented to us. I don't know why, but for some reason, the idea of demons just seemed so foreign in this game to me. I don't know why, it seems so out of field. This whole dark, gloomy, I think it's because every other realm that you enter in this game, it has this sort of vibrance to it. And I think that's what Shadow's Edge does much differently. Oh my goodness, sir. How are you just gonna jump me like that? So the idea of seeing demons seems just so foreign when I think about it. You don't see anything like a demon throughout the entire... throughout most of the game. You're mainly dealing with constructs and creatures of bone, and then you're dealing... Ooh, thank you. And then you're dealing with angels. Very humanoid. Well, not humanoid, but I don't really know how to explain it. I think that's evident by the fact that I'm rambling. But I hope someone understands what I mean. I think what it is I've spent so much time in the Crucible, and then before that I did the Soul Arbiter's Maze, that I think I'm genuinely sick of combat. I'm so sick of it. Ooh, that looks... Oh, that's atmospheric. That's kind of badass. I like that a lot. It's all just floating in the air. A kingdom slowly being devoured. I guess you could say corruption is almost like death. It's inevitable. It just devours you, whereas death kind of does it instantaneously. I don't know. It's philosophical hours right now. You have to ask the heavy-hitting questions. Why are we here? What is my purpose? Where the hell am I going? What? Ooh, secret. The origin of this armor is a mystery that few have ever even begun to unravel. It's forged by the Mad Smith. Does everyone just commission the Mad Smith to do things for them? It belonged to the Crowfather in its youth. Holy moly. That guy used to be young? That's something you never want to hear. As an older gentleman or as an older person, you never want to hear that from someone. Well, you used to be young? Damn, what was it like back in the Dark Ages? He just JoJo posed me. The combat is still with me. Yeah, sometimes I also wonder how I became such a badass. Alright, that's every enemy done here. What we can do now is split. And then what we're going to need to do is grab Phase Walker. And Phase Walker still acts as your normal portal ability. It doesn't change in function, it changes in medium. Does that even make sense? Frenzy! Okay, that should finish up everyone. No, it doesn't, because projectiles in this game are fundamentally broken. Except for when they're aimed at me. Cleared out, so now we're going to connect the two portals. Now, I should see me, which I do. So we grab the Shadow Bomb. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw that at that handsome gentleman over there, if I can aim. And now this handsome gentleman needs to travel as quickly as possible. And throw that. Task failed successfully. So I've gone back to the future to go back to the past to then go back to the future. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk on paracausal time travel. If you've been to my lectures before, you know I have nothing to say, I just make it sound smart. And what we have to do is travel back to the future to get our last page of the dead. And the final chapter. So with that, we can unlock the Death Tome, and that will give us two things. It will give us the Abyssal armor piece, and it will also give us the last relic for Ostagoth, which will then give us another Abyssal armor piece. Oh, we're already here. I didn't think it was that quick. Okay. Right. So basically, we're in the final boss room. And who better to be the final boss than the Lord of the Black Stone himself?
Only one horseman, even to the past. No, this visit is unsanctioned. In fact, no one knows you're here.
Not a soul. Hand over the key, it can be our little secret. Find me strong enough, Samael.
Yes, you have overcome many obstacles to stand here before me. But sometimes the hero dies in the end. Ask your brother.
Will you surrender the key, or must I take it?
Horseman, you already know the answer.
Here we go. Oh. My crows. My crows. I really like Samael's fight. It just shows... If the Archon has the most cinematic fight, Samael has the most powerful. You can genuinely feel like this creature stands at the upper echelon of power. It's such a good characterization. Is there even a way to complete that quick time event? I don't think I've ever done it once. It's so quick. The timing on that is too tight. I didn't even see what was going on. He's strong. He's probably the toughest fight in the game. Has to be. He just has to be. But then he wouldn't be Samael if he wasn't that strong. He wouldn't be second to Lucifer. He wouldn't be the Blood Prince. Even in the first game when you meet him and he's weakened, he's still someone you genuinely think, I honestly don't want to be on your bad side. If you have that much confidence when you've been stripped of your power, that's someone you should be wary of. I had that completely wrong. I had that whole thing completely wrong. I had that whole thing completely wrong. I thought it was like Frostbanes, where they trigger straight off. Okay, we survived. He still hits like a truck though. He still hits so hard. Holy, oh lord, oh my. No, I'm panicking, I'm panicking, I'm panicking, I'm panicking. Don't care, it was worth it. Why do I get the feeling I've just been played this entire time? Samael is such an interesting character. Just the idea that we've time traveled and he knew exactly what was going on from the get-go. Not even a moment's hesitation, he just knew a horseman walked into his court. And he knew exactly why he was there. And he even knew that it wasn't sanctioned. That Death was there all by himself. Like, how do you navigate a creature like that? something that's always thinking 4 steps ahead of you. Okay, so we have both keys, and we're all set for the well.
I have the key, Crowfather.
Or Death
Then
can
at
just say
last
that
you may
instead.
enter
You
those
don't need me.
souls. But once undertaken, there is no returning on this path.
I've come this far, Crowfather. I'm not turning back.
Then be warned, Rider of Death. A dark presence guards the well, and the seeds of corruption writhe within.
The well is corrupted.
Yes, but not the nameless kind who have faced it thus far. No. Corruption has chosen a champion, a voice to sound its clarion call.
Then I will see this finished. Here and now.
Remember what you have learned, Rider. Corruption is the end of all things. Even death.
Again, with the whole Guardian situation, the way this is all set up is it makes you feel like you have to go straight into the Well of Souls. It's just a very linear path. But we have things we need to do before that. So we're gonna go to the Forge Lands, we're gonna go find Volgrim. We're gonna turn in the Book of the Dead, and we're gonna get our Abyssal armor pieces. That's my main priority right now.
A chapter complete. Take the key, horseman. I have new items. If you have
We got an achievement. I like achievements. They make me feel achieved. Right, the final tomb. This is a new experience for me. I've never been in this thing before, ever.
And Volgrim more keys.
Wait. Oh, beansed it! I didn't sell him the chapter. I just turned in the... Oh my... You're kidding. Oh, no. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, let's try this one more time. Oh, the final relic. Nom 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 nom. And a weapon. Spear of Storms. This spear once belonged to a righteous warrior angel, and it has struck many blows in pursuit of unequivocal justice. That spear belonged to an angel? Are you sure about that? Ooh! Yes, please. I'm at 93% for Arcane Critical Chance. That's nuts. The Abyssal Plate.
Salutation, fellow wanderer.
That should be all of them. I'm missing one. I am missing one. Ah, God! Ostagoth, the last relic is yours, my friend.
You return. Things went well, I take it. No good deed goes unrewarded.
And we have the Abyssal Gauntlets. Right, but for now that Shadow's Edge finished. It was quite short, but I don't know. It's a bit lackluster, but it does the job it needs to do. We've got our Abyssal armor sets, all the pieces we can currently obtain. The only things we have left to do now is the final DLC, which is what we're going to do for the next episode. And then after that, we can finally finish off the game and this journey of ours in Darksiders 2.